Hi guys, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. I'm here with Kyle. We're in the lovely part of North Shields. Indeed, aye. No, we're here for the Crystal Palace preview. Just like to mention that this video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball is the app that'll have all the information on the Premier League fixtures this weekend. So we'll have all the matches of Newcastle, Liverpool, Manchester City battling out for the title as well. FA Cup matches will have absolutely everything. So download that. The link will be in the description. Kyle, you weren't at Arsenal on Monday night. Why was that?
Well, couldn't afford to go down.
What was your reaction of the Arsenal game? You know, we haven't really spoken to you about it.
First and foremost, I think Alan Smith on the Sky commentary was an absolute arsehole. he was so biased at Arsenal, it's unreal. I know he's a former Arsenal player, but my God, Sky, if you're going to move games and that, sort your flipping shit out, will you?
Come on, Lee.
And with the commentary and that, at least get unbiased commentators. Commentary aside, Newcastle's performance was awful. We played terrible.
Was it that bad, or was it just ultra defensive? Did Rafa get it wrong?
It's not a case that we played ultra defensive, Johnny. It was a case that we just never got out the blocks. The players were so far in their own half. Like, Almiron was picking up the ball in his own half and couldn't make any impact on the game. It was so difficult for us. We got ran rampant in the midfield. Diarmi kept losing the ball. Hayden didn't have his best of games either. The front three were very isolated. Lejeune was put under a lot of pressure all game. Dummett was the same. Yedlin got torn to shreds. It was just a lacklustre game. One to forget. More important one this weekend though, definitely.
Definitely, and you talk about Crystal Palace. I think this is a game, the biggest game of the season, because it's the next game. Cardiff are still 7 points behind us at the minute.
Yeah.
You know, I think Crystal Palace, this is going to be a very, very difficult game. The only positive side, and I know Newcastle fans, we're recording this on Wednesday afternoon. You know, this is before they play Tottenham. Yeah. So they've got to play a game 2 or 3 days before they have to travel up north to Newcastle for a Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. Does that put us in the advantage for this game? Does that give us a big advantage winning this game?
I don't pay much attention to that, because at the end of the day they paid a lot of money to be fit for games. But probably in the latter end of the game they're going to be looking tired. So what I would do is I'd look to get one of our pacey players off the bench and try and get in behind them later on in the game if it's still like one or two goals in it.
Look at Crystal Palace's side. Wilfried Zaha, Michy Batshuayi they got from Chelsea on loan, and Andros Townsend, the former Newcastle player. You're looking at them going forward, Kyle. That's a threat and a half, isn't it?
They're very like Newcastle. They've got a really steady defence, piss poor midfield, and a good front three. That's very similar to Crystal Palace. I mean, Zaha will obviously be a handful for whoever plays at fullback for Newcastle. So
who would you start with? Because I think obviously with Yedlin it's been difficult with him.
Poor. It pains us to say it, and I know Paul especially, who doesn't like Manquillo, but I'd have to start him.
Is it a safer option for Rafa Benitez? Because, you know, we know Yedlin's a better player than Manquillo. We're not disputing that.
Yeah.
But for this sort of game, if Wilfried Zaha's on any form at all, you know, is it better to have maybe someone that's a bit more defensive minded?
I'd say so. Yeah. I think Manquillo needs to handle a lot in Zaha, but I think Manquillo is better. He's got the better tool set to deal with Manquillo, if it makes sense. He's a bit more defensive minded. He's going to stay back a little. I think he'll need help from his centre back, which I think will be either Lejeune or Shaw. I think he's going to need help from him.
Who starts for you? Does Shaw just come back back in?
Shaw definitely comes back in for me, mate.
Who for?
He brings for Dummett. He brings the team forward. I mean, you've seen on Monday yourselves. We couldn't get the ball up the field. Shaw usually helps big time with getting the ball up the field, so I'd definitely start Shaw, and I'll put Manquillo at the back as well. I think Rafa will have like Shaw's set up as a defensive playmaker kind of thing. He'll pick up the ball and he'll look to spray the pass across to the wing to get further up the field, but at the same time having a wary eye on Zaha as well. But yeah, Shaw definitely comes back in. Manquillo starts over Yedlin for me.
You look at St James's Park has been a fortress last few weeks. We've won
five on the bounce.
Five on the bounce. Let's hope for 6. The main men that are probably going to be the people that we're looking forward to seeing: Almiron, Perez, Rondon. Do they all have to have a small impact, or can one player just go, you know, I'm going to take it by the scruff of the horns, and you know, we're going to be the one that will make the difference on Saturday?
If Holmes, especially all three of them, have had some form of impact on each game. So it's probably it's a good thing that we've got front three. But to be a little bit controversial, I think I'd drop Perez.
Really?
Yeah, I'd drop Perez, and I'd play Mutu. I think Mutu needs a chance. Like he's growing a bit frustrated, whereas like
I think we're frustrating as fans watching him because I don't think he's really given a lot.
He needs a chance, and I think Mutu would actually complement Almiron and Rondon as well, because they're both like Mutu is very quick, and I think with Palace having a slightly slower defence, I think we can take advantage of that. I know, and like we touched on earlier, later in the game, Palace are going to be tired. Perez coming on off the bench is actually really good. He scored 3 goals off the bench this season, one at Blackburn, one at Watford and one somewhere else. I can't remember, but
yeah,
he's off the bench. He's really good, and personally I'd start Mutu just to see what he can do, mate, in a big game, you know.
Yeah, so get your comments below. Do you think Yoshinori Mutu should start over Jose Perez? I think that'd be quite a controversial one. Just finally, Kyle, you know, we've seen what Newcastle can do against Everton. We've seen what Newcastle can do against Bournemouth teams around that top half mark.
Yeah.
Palace are just below that. Do you think both teams are going to be fine and both be playing in the Premier League next season? They would just both need one win.
Both need one win to confirm it, because no disrespect to Cardiff, but I kind of see you scoring more than the 7 points needed to catch with. I mean, their focus will be more on catching Southampton and Burnley.
Yeah.
But with who Cardiff have got left, I just don't see it. I think to be safe and to keep our minds at ease, I think a win would be needed, either Palace or the upcoming game against
Leicester, Southampton, Brighton.
Yeah, one of them games would be looking to get a win to stay in the division. But I just don't see it from Cardiff personally.
John Joe Shelby, does he have to start quickly?
Shelby, yes. I thought we just didn't have any creativity on Monday. It's simple as that. And I think Shelby, the way he came on and played against Everton, Shelby's at his best when he's got a point to prove, and he's got the biggest point to prove on Saturday, to prove that he's still able to play in this team. Who you play alongside him, I'd go with Hayden personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think Diarmé was shocking on Monday. He kept losing the ball. He made one or two tackles, but if you kind of bring anything forward to help Newcastle going forward, then Shelby's got to play, and I think Hayden offers more going forward as well.
Just finally, Kyle, I know you don't like doing predictions, but I'm not going to put you in the spot, but I'll just say, do you think Newcastle can get something from this game?
Absolutely. We've been playing at home. If we can get an early goal or get an early couple of chances and get the crowd behind the team, we're more than capable of winning, you know. Last season I think we beat Palace at home 1-0 from Moreno. So like, we've got a good record up here against Palace. I mean, bar like a 3-3 draw where Rolando Aarons burst onto the scene, if you remember.
Yeah.
We've been quite successful against Palace, so I am confident of a win, but you never know with Newcastle, always a roller coaster, mate.
Oh, definitely. I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle. I just think the fact that Palace have got a game tonight against Tottenham at Tottenham's new ground as well, I think it might just take out the likes of Zaha, maybe Townsend, might be absolutely knackered. Hopefully that is the case and Newcastle can get another win. Get your comments in below. Does Shelby start for Newcastle on Saturday? Do you agree with Kyle? Maybe bring in Muto for Perez? I think that's something that you need to discuss in the comments below. We are trying to get 20,000 subscribers by the end of this year, at the end of 2019. You know, we're getting on the right tracks. But
It's ambitious,
but who knows? Let's see if we can get towards that goal by the end of the year. Like and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and me and Kai will see you at the game on Saturday.